So my name is Deji. You can call me Deja Vu.
No, mine is not deja vu. I'm easy for cheesy.
Jeez. What the hell is that?
Easy for cheesy. That's the name of the street.
Rubbish. Nonsense.
Uh,
So today we're going to be talking about existence of giants. Very interesting topic, actually. Very interesting topic. So the main question is, have giants actually truly existed?
or should I be asking you, do you believe in the existence of giants? That's a question I should be asking you. Do you believe in the existence of giants? Do you believe that giants existed in the past?
Well, if you're going to be talking, I actually believe giants existed because even in the Bible, it talks about the existence of giants. If you look at the book of Genesis, is it Genesis? No, Numbers. That's Numbers 13.
Yeah, I think there's one in Genesis 6:4.
There's one in Genesis
6:4, where they describe giants as the sons of God and the daughters of men. You get, like, sons of God, like God's creation, and human beings, like women now. So they gave birth to a son, which gave them that specific size.
as the sons of God.
Yes, that's what is in the Bible.
Came from the Nephilim, and to ourselves we seemed like grasshoppers, and so we seemed to them.
So
they actually do exist.
you can establish that they existed in the Bible, but there are different aspects to the existence of giants. The one you just mentioned now is the biblical references. There's Greek mythology, there's Norse mythology, there's the Native American that we watched just a few hours ago. Then there's Celtic mythology. There's that Greek mythology whereby you have they call them Titans. You know that they call them sons of what's it called? Gods of Mount Olympus. Yes, now Greek mythology, there's the gods of Mount Olympus. That one they call one. There's a particular giant that they called Atlas, who they said carried the weight of the heavens. And there's Cyclops. I know you know about Cyclops now because it's in different movies. The one-eyed giant. That one that's also one of the big mythology. But those are myths. Then there's the Native American legends, whereby those ones that they have myths around their tribes being giants. They call them Cherokee and the Sioux. They have stories of giants that were involved in battles, and they created specific landforms, just like that monolith that we looked at. So
those giants, they actually do exist, but people still say that giants don't exist. That's based on biology, whatever. It's not possible to have that size.
It's not possible, but we have the existence of someone like Shaquille O'Neal that is 8 foot tall.
Yes, now
someone taller than Shaquille O'Neal in basketball. That is close to 8 point something.
Basketballers are just
giants.
It's like saying that yes, if these guys are 7 feet, we have people that are 7 feet, some feet and few inches, and we have people that are 8 feet tall. Then that means truly
it's possible now.
That historical information is correct.
To even go back to the biblical reference, the story of David and Goliath. Goliath was described as a 9 foot giant in the Bible. If we have someone that is existing 8 foot and something, currently existing, this is not far off now. You have giants, definitely. But the giants that these people are talking about, especially this Greek mythology, they are people of like 13 footer, 14 footer, 15 footer. Suleimana Abdul Samed.
Suleimana, yeah. He's from what country?
Yeah, they reached the height of 9 foot 6 inches. That's 2.89 meters.
So that biological explanation that some people talk about that is
from
possible
Ghana.
For someone to exist.
It's from Ghana, and
he's 9 feet 6 inches tall. Damn.
And it's still growing. Are you kidding me?
Damn, look at him. But a giant actually handsome. I doubt if they're handsome. Because if you look at most of them that are giants.
Jesus Christ. Most of them that are giants, they tend to have like health issues. Especially the fact that they can't stand very well for long.
They can't stand very well for long. So the Guinness Book of Record of the tallest man in the whole world is from the US. Robert Pershing.
But that would be the current.
So Robert died at 1:30 a.m. on July 15th of July 1940.
How tall was he?
Damn. He still holds the record. Was 10 feet 9 inches tall.
That's not normal. How do you live your life being a 10 feet?
That's 10 feet 9 inches tall. That's too much.
How do you live your life being a 10 feet?
So
You'll be able to fit in cars.
So people come in saying that there's this rule that they said in biology. The square cube law is like a principle that describes the relationship between the surface area and the volume of an object as it increases in size. Essentially, an object's size increases, its surface area grows more slowly than its volume. It's an important implication for living organisms, including humans, as it affects their ability to support their own weight, move and regulate their body temperature. So if that comes to maximum size, the square cube law would have a significant impact. So
square cube law.
Yeah, so the square cube law talks about how it's impossible for giant humans to exist because of the fact that it's a bit difficult to move, regulate their body temperature. Yeah, it's a bit difficult for them to actually regulate their body temperature and the rest, but we've seen enough evidence to support that square cube law cannot exist. It's flawed. It's flawed because it's obvious. We see it. Basketballers, they are freaking tall. We've seen Guinness Book of Records saying that one man is 10 foot tall. Even this Ghanaian guy is 9 feet tall and he's still growing.
Well, having those tall guys doesn't necessarily mean that giants existed in the past. It could just be a consequence of an abnormality in our DNA sequence that caused those guys to just shoot up. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they are giants. So for us to conclude for sure that giants existed in the past,
well, historical evidence shows it now. You have historical evidence in the Bible.
Yeah,
you have historical
fossils,
evidence of the Greek that you mentioned. We have historical evidence to support that giants truly existed.
But the fact still remains there's no concrete scientific evidence to support this historical existence.
So what will you categorize as a giant?
That's the thing. I don't
Someone that is 10 feet tall is a giant.
That's why they say it's that guy.
10 feet.
It's a giant.
In conclusion, I will come to the conclusion that giants actually do exist. We have evidence of people that are tall. We have evidence of historical evidence showing the existence of the tall Sardinia, a small island, and close to the region of the Roman Empire. We have the historical evidence in the Bible talking about the time when the Israelites wanted to enter what they call the promise of land there, and they met tall people and they said they look smaller than them. Of course, that means they actually do exist. I mean, even if you look at the pyramid itself that was built in Egypt, the pyramids that was built in Egypt it's not normal for something like that to be built there.
So you're saying the pyramids were built by giants?
I have a feeling that pyramids were built by giants. I mean, I just have to put it out there.
Or
Pyramids.
It's just advanced technological innovation that built the pyramid.
Pyramids of Egypt. Well, we can say technological development. Yeah, because all the structures in Egypt then, most especially the great Sphinx of Giza and that Great Wall of China.
But
should we say it's built by technology?
But there's a condition called gigantism, and that gigantism, there are disorders of growth hormone called disorders of growth hormone hypersecretion, which is caused by the hormone adenoma in the pituitary gland, which causes the increase of your bone, the oversecretion of that gland, which leads to you being tall or being 9 foot, 10 foot, 11 foot. Because if you are going to ask that question, how many people nowadays can you say is over 6 foot? Not to even talk of 8 foot. Because you are mentioning names, or we are mentioning names of just few individuals in a 7 billion count of people in the world.
Even then too, they existed. They existed then. They were warriors. They were known to be heroes. They were known to be warriors
Are
fighting.
you sure it's not a disorder?
Of course, it could be a disorder. I mean, humans were generally meant to be 6 foot, 7 foot tall.
What says that?
6 foot, 7 foot tall. That's the answer. I mean, 7 foot tall is.
How can you
like
say humans are generally meant to be 6 foot?
They're generally meant to be like that now.
Your height is determined by your parents now.
Yes, it's depending on your parents. My parents, I'm taller than them.
Doesn't matter.
I'm taller than them.
Your height is determined by your parents. I think there's a rule that says that if you take your father's height and your mother's height, then you add the two together, you divide it. Your height should be between the range of that 4 inches above, 4 inches below. So you can be taller than, you can also be shorter than them. So it varies.
Scientists and engineers are still debating exactly how the pyramids were structured. It's generally believed that Egyptians moved massive stones blocks to the height along large ramps greased by water or wet clay, using a system of sledges, ropes, rollers, and lavas. That's a possibility. You can say that yes, they built a particular systematic mechanical method of drawing water, drawing clay, and just building the brick. But it's tall. How tall is this pyramid? The Great Pyramid is 139 meters. 39 meters what?
139 meters in what?
In height.
That's massive. That's massive.
139. We have the Great Pyramid of Giza, 138.5. The Pyramid of Khafra, which is 136.4. We have the Red Pyramid, which is 105 meters, and we have the Bent Pyramid, which is 104.7 meters tall. Well, we cannot, since scientists have not come to a conclusion, I think we can also come to a conclusion that the pyramids was built by giants. We can't also remove that ideology that it was not built by giants, because 139 meters, that means you have to build sticks together. You have to put metals together to reach that height, to still keep putting those bricks, to keep putting those clays to form that height.
We can't say for
It's
sure.
something that societies have come to the conclusion.
Exactly. So I think from that answer, we can also say that most interpretations, they rely on mythological or speculative frameworks rather than an established historical or archaeological facts. So meaning the existence of giants
It's a myth.
is a myth,
It's a myth. It's a myth.
unless we have concrete evidence to back it that giants actually walked.
But they are, funny enough, they are sculptures of giant swords.
Which they see, yes, that we had, but most of these what should I call it now? Most of the fossils cannot be, you cannot physically see them. Most of them, they disappeared from the tomb, they disappeared from the museums that they were in. You can't physically establish that this particular bone is a remain of maybe giants that walked there, or maybe they assemble it.
Why would someone go and create giant swords? What?
Why
would they create a giant sword if it's not for a giant? I mean, it does not make any sense that I'm creating a giant sword. It does not make any sense.
What if creation of that sword is just to foretell?
Well, the giant, there are two things. You can look at it from two angles. The giant swords could be just like a sculpture.
Exactly.
It could be a sculpture just to show that, yeah,
Maybe they really try to
victorious,
just back it up, that
to represent something.
really,
We are victorious people. Or
Exactly.
it could actually then mean that it was used by Titans. We can't take that angle out because giants actually do exist. However, there is no evidence to show that it truly actually exists.
but until there's an established fact, historical fact, you cannot say for sure that giants actually exist. That's the conclusion.
It's
Or
crazy.
you can wake up tomorrow, maybe you give birth to your child and your child will be 10 feet tall. Maybe you will then have an established fact.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Psych.